everyone. How are you doing today? It's Friday again. We're testing out some new stuff here, so it's fun. If you can see right here, I'm actually in Virginia. Can you see that? It's really beautiful background right here. And still, we're still here to remember to make sure that we come live with you. What is today's topic? Today's topic is be honest with your virtual assistant. But how, right? Again, common sense is not common sense. Common sense is not common practice. We really need to embrace of the word. I don't know what I don't know, right? And we have a chat with a lot of our clients, and I realized, wow, actually, a lot of people doesn't really know how to be honest with their virtual assistant, right? And you're like, well, Phyllis, what do you mean? Like, you think we're all liars? No, that's really not what we're talking about. What I meant is, a lot of time, we are very nice people. Okay, we are just so nice, and it's really hard for us to be quote unquote honest and tell our client, tell our virtual assistants, what we really, really want. So so that is what we wanted to talk about today, so in that way, you will know more about what you really need to do. And again, don't forget, right? We have our most impressive partners. Unfortunately, Monique is not here today because she took her second COVID vaccine shot, so she's not feeling too good, but hopefully she's going to be back. And also Mary, you wanted to come say hi? Cannot hear you, Mary. You're muted.
Oh, okay, sorry. So, yes, hi everyone. Happy Friday. It's me again. And yeah, I'm sorry I missed you last week, right? So, last Friday I was not around. So, yes, how are you, everyone?
So very good. And how's everybody doing? You feel free to comment down below and let us know how you're doing, right? I know that some of our clients is watching here, right? So thank you for attending this, right? Some of the virtual assistant is here because they wanted to learn more about what we do and how we get it done. And again, please help us like, comment, right, and subscribe right now. Hit the subscribe
Like,
button so that way we can increase the subscription, right, and increase so that the truth is, so that YouTube know that this is an amazing video, so that they can share this with other virtual assistants and other business owners, so in the way more business owners is going to hire amazing virtual assistant. And again, obviously all the virtual assistant, you will be able to get hired, right? So again, going back to the topic, we also have a technical support at the background. Romel said that he's gonna insert a picture right now. So Romel, why don't you insert the picture right now? Right, it is Friday, so make sure that you make yourself make sure that you have an amazing day, because I am, and I will, regardless of what will happen today. One of the things that we taught about in this community is we are going to be happy no matter what. Happiness is a state. Happiness is something that you need to choose and decide to. And happiness will not be affected by other things and situation. And again, it is a very high level, I know, right? And I'm practicing it every single day. So going back to the topic, right? The topic is be honest with your virtual
be
assistant.
honest.
But how? Just be honest with them. Don't sugarcoat it. That is really what I was saying. Some of my classic, right? Some of my classic words, I think we need to start creating some of these classic quotes, right? So that we can put it on social media and things like that. Is I always tell them, the more you do, okay, the more you do, the less I do. Okay, if somebody want to type it down in the comments, and that way you can do it, right? Is the more you do, the more
The
less I
less.
do, right? And all I need to worry about is to pay you. All you need to worry about is get all the work done. Mary, you wanted to say something about that?
But maybe, boss, with regards to the be honest with your virtual assistant, like I think even with the small stuff that you think the VA did not do right, so just I mean feedback, yeah, give them feedback that hey, this is not correct, or hey, can you explain this to me? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So yeah, I think that's very helpful, boss. For example, this is a very yeah an example, of course. So let's just say, okay, in invoice creation. So invoice creation. So sometimes, sometimes there are times like VA like has typo errors or mistakenly rounded off the minutes of on his or her invoice. So you can feel free, okay, you can feel free to let the VA know like, hey, why is your invoice let's say 30 hours, though per your track time it's only 29 and 30 minutes. So can you change your invoice, can you update it? So those little things. So yeah. And oh yeah, of course, feedback is love, right, boss? So always provide feedback to your virtual assistant, because on the side of the VA, like for me, I'm a VA, right? We will never know what we did wrong. Like we will never know what is the right thing for you, of course, especially if the VA is still new, so they are still learning, right? You are still getting to know each other. So I think being honest with each other is very important, especially the early days, early weeks of the VA's employment with you. So yes,
Yes.
boss.
And my next favorite quote that I always say is the next favorite quote that I always tell them is, "Hey, if I don't get my work done, it is your fault. If I don't get my work done, it is your fault." You're like, "What, Phyllis? Really? You say that?" Yes, I say that because I always tell them, I always preempt them. This is how I am. I am, I always tell people, I am a messy owner. I am a busy owner, right? And I'm also a lazy owner, right? How to be lazy like Phyllis. I think that's one of the soundbite we wanted to add, right? How to be lazy like Phyllis. Because what I always tell them is, I have a, almost like a scatterbrain, right? When I work in, I have so many things I need to work on, on the sales side, on the, on the funnels, right? On the hiring, right? On talking to the clients, and then I have two kids as homeschooling. I have so much thing that's going on. So sometimes I don't remember what I need to get done, right? So what I do is I just bring them to my virtual assistant. Hey, by the way, I just remember I need to do this. Hey, remind me about this right now. Do this, do that, whatever that would be. And then, they will be prepped, right? And then again, now it's the virtual assistant position to remind me about getting things done. I also give them the distinction. Okay, what is the meaning of follow up? The meaning of follow up is when you follow up with me until I get completed. Okay, until I get completed. If it is not completed, that doesn't mean anything. Right? So Mary will actually attest to this, right? One time, I'm not a big fan of the bank because you have to sit there for like 6 hours, right? And then I'm not productive, I have so much things to do, so I just do not want to go to the bank. And Mary actually has reminded me 35 times, right? Yeah, Mary have reminded me 35 times, boss, you need to go, boss, you need to go, boss, you need to go, boss, you need to go. Go to a point where it's like, oh my goodness, Mary, stop, right? All right, fine, I'll go do it. I remember vividly, I block myself in the calendar and I say, Mary, I'm gonna get it done. And actually, the truth is, it was Tuesday. I didn't get it done, right? I was still getting behind. So then I was like, yeah, Mary, I'm gonna go and I'll block it off. Guys, don't ask me to do anything, right? We are going to, I am going there right now. I literally remember that. And then Mary's like, okay, boss, that is great. Right, Mary, you want to add something towards that? And what is your mindset about that?
Yes, boss. I think yeah, in relation also me yeah, I remember that too, like boss, we still don't have the bank account. So reminder, boss, bank account. But yeah, I think on that note, right, boss, that's what you mentioned earlier, like Phyllis was very honest to me that she's a messy owner. So and we have to follow up her. So on that case, so we know, like on the side of the VA, we know, okay, boss is like this. So I have to follow up many times for her to get it done. So I think, yeah, being honest to your VA will really help. It will really help on the VA side to, of course, understand and know you well. Where that's why with that, okay, if your VA understand and will know you more, like very well, how you do things, I mean, it will help us do our task properly too. So I think, yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah, and then the next one that I want to suggest is again, I'm keep saying be honest, but be very specific and direct on how you want things to be delivered, right? How things you want things to be delivered. Like for me, I told them all the time, hey, I need you to do your time blocking, right? I need you to show me what you have done. I need you to fill the form. Whether I read it or not, it doesn't matter. That's why I always say whether I read it or not, it doesn't matter. But I need that to be there because when I need it, I want it to be there. When I don't need it, I would just let it go, right? But again, you are, and I tell my VAs too, when you're doing those things, you're getting paid anyway, right? You're doing it, you're getting paid anyway, so get it done, right? So I tell them very specifically how I like them to be done. And again, if you know that you're a very certainty driven person, right, you need a lot of details, right? At 10 o'clock, I need you to give me this 5 posts, right? At 9 o'clock, I need you to do this, right? And when you are giving it to me, right, if let's say it's a picture, right, some people say, okay, just give me the picture, tell me when it's going to be delivered, I'm good. Some people will say, okay, I need this picture, right, but in this picture, I need yellow, blue, red, green, right, I need to have this feeling, this and that. That is what you wanted to tell them exactly. So in that way, your VA know exactly how to deliver to you, because you want them to know, what is the status. Even like, sometimes I told my VAs, like quote cards, right? They say, oh, boss, I will spend 2 hours on quote cards, right? But how many? Am I right? How many quote cards do you do? Is it three? Is it five? Is it 100? Because if you do 100, man, you are the best VA ever, right? If you're only doing one, hey, it's taking a little bit too long. Is it the software issue? Is it you issue? Is it the internet issue? Why is it only one? Right. If they are in sales, right, I always tell them, how many calls did you make, right? How many calls that you get through that is just blank, right? It's just a dial and then a voicemail. Is it how many calls that you do and then you actually have a short introduction? How many calls that you actually did a whole presentation? How many calls that you actually close them, right? How many calls that you actually get referrals? Because the deeper the conversation is, right, the more that you're gonna get, but the longer it takes, right? So again, within an hour, how many calls did you make? Right? Is it one? Is it 10? Is it five? You have to let them know. Like for me, I like them to quantify. But I know some clients like, oh man, dude, don't give me all the details. I just need to know that it's get done. Don't give me like what do you do and da da da. I don't want to read it. So again, as a business owner, you want to be very direct with them. Tell them the details on how you like your things to be done. How do you like to be served? Because if you don't know, again, they don't know how to deliver. Am I right, Mary? What are some of the specific things that I usually prefer you to, to do that, if I do this, Phyllis will be happy.
Let me think, boss. No, I don't think any. Hold on, boss. I kind of think, yeah, the time blocking, boss, of course, right? And then, what else? Let me think. Let me think about it, boss. Maybe the bills, boss, right? Because I am also the one doing the bills, right? And of course, nowadays the payroll, right? Whenever I give you the payroll report for a certain week, if I know, I mean, if there will be like some bonuses added on it, I know that you wanted to know what is the bonus, so we can just get the net payroll that is really related to the working hours, excluding bonuses. So I know, yeah, you want it. So
Awesome, awesome. And then and then the next thing that I usually and I see that Jonaline you also posted here, when client are honest towards their VAs, a lot more can be fulfilled. You already set expectation and standard, so how should the result look like, then you can make the assessment and improve. I love that. I can't remember which coach I learned this from. It's called expect and inspect. Expect and inspect. Hey, this is what I expect out of you, and then I'm gonna inspect it after you get it done, right? As specific as possible. Journaling actually, have worked with a doctor before, right? And then afterwards, she is now working with me. And I told her exactly, hey, hey, I don't know why we put this YouTube link in there, right? It is wrong. Or hey, this email, you're missing this piece, right? Hey, you're missing a line spacing in between this two paragraph. I would like to have a line spacing. I'm very specific when it comes to my emails, because I want them to be just like me, to just sound just like me, even though Janalene is the one that's answering it. But Janalene is very grateful for that, because she doesn't know what she doesn't know. So how can she fulfill if I just say, hey, make something good, right? Make something look good, right? Just respond to it, use your common sense. But again, is her common sense the same as you, as me? Most likely not, because her client expectation before and the client expectation right now is totally different, right? The last client that she has, is very easy to work with, right? And I told her, hey, buckle up, because I am very intense. I have a lot of high expectation, and you need to deliver. Am I right? So what do you think, Mary? Am I do I have really high expectation?
I think so, boss. I don't know. Even I myself, boss. I think that should be the goal of the VAs, right? On the VA side too, they must set themselves on a high standard so that, like, I mean, perceived value, boss, right? Perceived value. So they have to also put themselves on high standard, because of course, I mean, if you reach that goal, that will be for you, right? I mean, that's for the VA. So, but as to the high standard, I think, no, no, boss. I think you are very forgiving, giving a lot of chances. Like, yeah, even I myself, right, boss. I screwed sometimes, just sometimes. But then boss will be there. Okay, I will take care of this. So, yeah.
Yes, yes. And I think, before I bring up to the next one, right? A million obviously asked, I'll put down right here too, right? What is your method in training your VA to communicate with you, right? What is the form of communication you prefer? I know that in the past, some of the, based on what we understand, right? Everybody's different, right? Our client, we have clients who just love text messages, don't do anything but just text messages. We have clients who is like, don't text me, don't WhatsApp me, don't Telegram me, just email me, right? Because then I can sort them, put them in the boxes, right? Rich, right? Put everything in the boxes, don't WhatsApp me, don't email me. Now, for me as an owner, I do everything on WhatsApp. Everything is WhatsApp, 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 because I don't check my email. I don't like to check my email. I don't really like to check my messenger, right? Then I just obviously task my VAs to do all those work. So again, everybody is different. And then a lot of time I also tell, if they are doing graphic right at the very beginning, if they're doing video at the very beginning, have a Zoom call with them. Because what happened with one of the client is, oh, I don't like the font, right? It's too big, right? Then they make it small. Oh, it's too small. Oh man, can you make it a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right? So one quote cards take time, like 50 conversation, right? 50 thread to get it done. So I say, no, don't do that, right? So whenever you're doing this, get on on online, so in that way they can see, and then you can just say, oh, no, 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 to the left, a little bit more, a little bit. Okay, good. Okay, yellow. Okay, a little bit brighter, a little bit brighter. Okay, that looks good, right? So, but again, and again, as a virtual assistant, you need to test out all the possibility, the messenger, right? The Telegram, the WhatsApp, the whatever. And even in WhatsApp, right? There's messages, there's voice notes, right? There's videos, right? You need to really test it out and see what your clients really like and what the clients really like to respond. And again, a lot of time bosses, like us, is very busy. I haven't really fully practiced this yet, but I found that it's very useful when you just press the microphone and just talk, and then ask your VA to transcribe it into the message and say, boss, this what you want me to do, right? And then they will do the task. I noticed that when we add the microphone voice note feature into the bot, into the clients actually give the VAs more direction and more information. So again, I have VAs in the past that's like, oh, they tell me to use I can't remember what software. Maybe like, let's say, just say, let's just Asana, right? Or just message on Asana. But she's not communicating with me on Asana, but I just keep communicating with her on Asana. I say, well, maybe it's time for you to call her on WhatsApp, right? To call her on Messenger, because obviously she is not seeing Asana. So why you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome? Well, boss, that's what they said. I know that is what they say, but you, again, it's still on you to think outside the box. It is still on you to make sure that you connect with them, because again, what I always tell my VAs, if you fail to communicate with me, if you fail to make sure that I get what you need to get done, then this relationship is not going to work out. Then we will have to let you go. Does it kind of make sense? Mary, do you have anything you want to add on that?
I think maybe with the communication, boss. So I think maybe on the very beginning, ask your client to, right? Because yeah, like Phyllis, she already told us that if something urgent and then she's not responding, so you can call call her. So yeah, whenever we have that urgent situation, so I do call on WhatsApp or even on her US number, because we have Google Voice, right? So I can call her in Google Voice. I will call her on the Google Voice just to get an answer. Yeah, if it's very urgent, you really have. Yes, boss. Yes, Phyllis.
Yes. And also, like, as for me, a lot of time when I'm having a meeting, it's obviously for me, right? I will multitask. I will maybe be washing dishes, talking to my kids, and my VA is just sitting there and wait for me a lot of the time. But I'm okay. I'm very comfortable with my virtual assistant to let them see my life and what is going on with me, right? Like what James said, agree. There's so many media to use, direct and indirect. Approach them relatively if needed, right? Because again, every client's different. I have clients who just really responsive on Facebook Messenger because there's that pop up, because they have too much WhatsApp message already, right? So again, it's really depending on what it is. And I think then the next thing that I would like to bring up is obviously how comfortable you are when they fail, when they make a mistake, right? You wanted to also clarify the expectation and be honest with them, right? Hey, if you send if you're a real estate agent, I'm working with a lot of real estate agent right now. If you send your my client a wrong contract with the wrong number, I will be really pissed off because it's a huge important information. Am I right? However, if you post a wrong quote card, if the grammar in the quote card is wrong, I'm pretty forgiving because you can usually edit it. However, obviously don't do that often. You also need to be honest with them on what is your risk tolerance. Because again, let your VA, if you want your VA to be awesome, allow your VA to fail. I want to be honest with you. Because if they're not failing, they don't know, right? If they are not failing, that means that they're only doing what is comfortable. That means that they're not going above and beyond, right? So it's kind of like a catch 22. It's almost like, if you want to learn how to drive 80 miles an hour, you have to go on the highway. You can't really get on the dirt road, right? So same thing here, just let them know, hey, I want you to try out, like video editing. For me, it's like, okay, go do this, go figure it out, come back and I'll tell you. Or I would tell them, hey, I like this to be specific in this way. This is the video model after it, right? So let them know exactly what you're looking for, right? And again, if you the more that you want them to figure it out, the more that the more open that you are with when they are failing, right now our organization is growing like crazy, right? So Monique is in charge of a part, right? Mary is in charge of a part, and I told them, I told them all the time, we're gonna have clients who are not gonna be happy with us. We're gonna have miscommunication, and I'm okay with that as long as we fix it immediately, right? And let me know, and then how can I fix it, right? So again, I'm very honest with them when we come to it, right? And I know, and again, I always tell them, hey, what do you need me to do to support you, right? Hey, I noticed that there's a mistake, right? I know that's not on purpose, right? What do we need to do to improve, right? What else do we need to do? Is there anything else that we can do to ensure that this does not happen again? I always ask them those questions too, to make sure that we open up that communication, that dialogue, so that they're open to let me know what is going on. And usually if they're not comfortable, like Monique will just say, boss, you, to be honest with you, this is what's going on. Or Mary, what do you usually say when boss, I just really want to tell you this. It's all right. That's usually the cue that you guys need to tell me something that you're not comfortable with.
And I think yeah, I'm also being honest with you too, right? Because I think most of the VAs with us, right? I'm the one who like whenever I don't want something, boss, I'm not really into. I'm not. I really don't think I can do that, or I'm comfortable doing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, when you are very at the very beginning when you're working with them, right? When you are communicating with them, make sure that you get them to write down the minutes, and then also, and repeat it in like a WhatsApp or an email or something, so that way you can see what they have seen. Because sometimes, again, we're excited owner. That's what I always tell them. So I give them a lot of stuff, like they call it a machine gun. I just right, and then sometimes they don't get everything right. So you want to know consciously, like, slow down, right? Or you wanted to make sure that there's a checkpoint. Oh, hold on. Okay, remind me, this is the task. Okay, put it on the task list, right? Make sure that that's done. Okay, this is just information I need you to know. I don't know about this, can you figure that out? So give them the action items, and not just running through the whole thing. Because I do have clients who are, at the end of the day, it's like, well, I told them that, but they didn't get it. Because the truth is, because under the 20, 30, 50 lines that we have go over, like right now, I feel like that is what I'm doing right now. And sometimes they just fail to miss that one or two things that you need them to do. So again, one thing that you can do is obviously counting them, right? Okay, I need you after this call, I need you to do this four things. I need you to do this, I need you to do that, right? Just like what Mary Grace say, right? Feedback is love. It will also help us, the super VA, to sharpen our saw, right? And Catherine also said, right,
Honest
honest.
criticism.
Is fine, is really fine. It's a one way to challenge a VA to improve and grow. Being sensitive should not be the issue. And again, if your VA is sensitive, right, overly sensitive, then they just mean that they need to be trained in our program, or they're not the right person, right? They just need more certainty in them. And a lot of time, because when they are sensitive, right, or they don't take it in, it's because they don't have the certainty. They thought that maybe you're just judging them, so they stop thinking or listening out over it. So again, as a business owner, make sure that you also insert a lot of, we call it emotional bank account. We want to insert a lot of a good emotion in them, especially at the very beginning. Celebrate the small wins, so that way they have the confidence. And the more confident they have, the better relationship you are. They're gonna blossom faster with that. But if you really nitpick everything at the very beginning, right, and not really as flexible, right, again, it's a very delicate balance that I wanted to say. It's really hard to say, because it's experience talk right here. Is you want to give them flexibility on failing, but you will also want to be specific on what you really want. You know what I'm saying? But if at the very beginning, and if they make a tiny little mistake, and all they can hear is, "Oh man, you didn't do this well, you didn't do that well. Oh my God, you do this," and then they're like, "Oh, they start to skew, right? They're like, oh, maybe this is not for me because I keep making mistakes." Then you wanted to see where they are at. So again, I always encourage them, giving them good feedback at the very beginning. Oh man, I like that. Good job on this. Good job on that. And I think this is one thing that I learned in business sense. Is build, break, build, break, build. Okay, so you build them up. You tell them what they need to improve, and then you celebrate with them again, right? So tell them something good, right, and then you tell them what you need to improve on, and then get them back, right? Tell them something good again. So in that way, they wouldn't feel as hurt, and they're willing to go more, right? And thanks, Jonaline, right? She said if they're sensitive, they need to be trained in the Phyllis coaching program. We definitely, through our coaching program, we have healed people who have PTSD, who are negative, who are introvert, who doesn't feel good about themselves. So, again, it has been a beautiful journey, working with all these virtual systems, because again, they are all very amazing, outstanding, wonderful. The way that they grow up in their environment is not as positive and up upbeat as like America or Canada or Switzerland, right, or Australia, where some of our clients is. So you do need to insert a lot of positivity in them, letting them know that it is okay, right? Because if as long as they know that it's okay, and they can joke with you, they can have fun with you, they have a relationship with you, they just blossom. Because then they know that it's okay if I make a mistake, it's okay if something happened, because my boss is always always have our back, right? So again, I guess the next thing is, make sure that you always have their back until you don't, right? Until you don't. And I think we missed one. Emilian say, would you appreciate it if your VA admit that they reached the limit of their skills or expertise? Most VAs are afraid that this might get them fired. Absolutely, absolutely. I learned this a long, long time ago. I always tell them, do you think you can do it, right? If you can, please let me know, because if not, after 5 hours later, I expect something phenomenal, and then that thing didn't get done. What's going on, right? Or like, Mary is good at counting, right? I say, hey, go get this thing done, right? And then 5 hours later, she didn't get all that done. So it's actually worse if you don't tell us that you don't know how to do, right? And then you don't produce. It's just better if you let them know ahead of time, hey, I don't have this experience, but I'm willing to learn. I'm gonna do it. But if I have make a mistake, if I don't know, I'm gonna come back to you, or I'm just gonna go into YouTube and learn that. That is great, right, Mary? What do you think about that?
I would definitely agree on that, boss. Like, yeah, being honest. I mean, if we want the client to be honest to the VA, so VA must also be honest to the client. If ever your client will ask you to do something, I mean, you can always say like, hey, Phyllis, I'm not really into that. I mean, that's not my forte or that's not my expertise. But since you asked me to do that, I can willingly learn. I am very willing to learn. But of course, I mean, setting up expectations. Like, let's say Phyllis will ask me to create a graphics or a code cards. I would definitely say to Phyllis like, hey boss, I mean, I'm not really into design, so I can look for some code cards out there, like edit the words, but don't expect that the output will be like a masterpiece, like done by those graphic artists. Okay, but of course, I inform my VA. Maybe I inform my client that I am very willing to do it for them. I am very willing to learn it for them. But it's just that, just also let them know that this is my forte. But yeah, I am just very willing to do it for you, and I am very willing to grow. So I think yes,
Yeah,
boss.
absolutely. I totally think that you hit it right. You hit it on the spot. Again, Monique and me, we are nerds, right? We love softwares, right? We know we love all these details, right? And then Mary will say, "Boss, can we not have another software? Can we just have one software and do everything?" Right? She's just very honest, right? I was like, "Oh, okay, now I know," right? And then we obviously starting to do interviews, and we need to get that recorded, and we need to cut, right? And then Mary will just tell me, "Hey, don't expect me to put all those intro, outro, render, whatever that is. I can trim the videos, okay? Trim the front, trim the back, upload it. I can do that. But everything else, don't expect me to do. Great. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for being honest, right? So that way I know exactly what to expect, right? Um,
And boss, maybe I just wanted to add on that one, like the video. I just remember it, the trimming. I mean, we can all do that, right? But since it's not our expertise, so the client must also expect that it will take us more time to do that. Like, we're not used to that. That's not our expertise. So creating that, let's say editing a video will really take time. Like, it will really take time. Like, for me, I will edit a video. Sometimes it will take me like 1 hour for just one video. Okay, and just streaming, cropping. But of course, if let's say Shara, one of our team, will do that, she can just edit maybe 20 minutes. Like, it's just simple cropping actually. So yeah, maybe yeah, that's very good example why we really have to inform the client, like, we're not into it, so expect that the working hours, though hours spent working that certain task, will be of course not the normal hours. So
Yeah, yeah. And and then the next thing that I wanted to, obviously tell you is, it's just kind of like, imagine, right? Imagine how you bake a cake, right? Just this is one thing that Tony Robbins taught us about that I really love. It's very simple, but it's true, right? When you want them to, if you really want to make a really good chocolate cake, right? What do you really need, right? You need the ingredient, right? You need the steps, and you need the time, right? So everything is very detailed. So you wanted to tell your VA, right? This is how I like it, right? This is how long I expect you to get it done. This is how I like it, and this is what other steps that need to be done. right? So like for me, I would say, okay, when here are the tasks I need you to do. I expect you to get it done, in 8 hours of the day, right? And if you and I want you to, I don't care, sometimes I say, I don't care what oven you're using, right? So I don't care what software you're using to edit this video, but I'm looking for, three intro, two outro. I want, the team to, I want the feeling, I want the feeling of, of the client, to get to know this thing, right? Like to know about, the VA experience, and so on and so forth, right? So, so in the way they know exactly, again, just imagine if you wanted to bake a cake, what does it need? What is the steps? Because you cannot put the sugar in before you put the flour in, right? So in that way they know exactly what you're expecting out of it. Mary?
Yes, boss. I mean, yeah, I'm good. But
See, Mary is being honest. She doesn't know what to say, right? So so what else? Oh, I think last but not least, right? We'll use this to close it up because obviously it's about 35 minutes already. The last but not least is sometimes you feel like you're not connecting with your virtual assistant. Sometimes you feel like, something is missing. Sometimes you feel like it's not working out, right? Be honest with them. Tell them about that. I told them too. I said, hey, this is my feelings about you right now. You have not showed up, or you have not been communicating. Your work has been slow. I don't know what you are doing. I am thinking that this relationship might not work out. And I always end with, what do you think? What do you think? Then they will tell me, oh boss, I really love the environment, don't fire me. Well boss, actually I'm so sorry, I'm kind of shy, I just don't want to really tell you this. Hey boss, I'm really trying my very best about this. Or sometimes they will say, yeah boss, I think you're right, this is not working out for me either, right? So again, just be very honest with them on how you feel, because then they can, it also allow, you also more like you're opening a door, and you allow them to tell you how they feel about the relationship, right? And also allow them to explain to you. Sometimes, we have people who we notice that they do a two jobs, so then we will just ask, hey, we noticed that you actually accepted another job, so tell me what is going on. And again, don't prejudge, don't make a decision before that even happened, right? Don't, oh man, she betrayed me, this, that, sometimes it's just a simple misunderstanding, right, Mary?
yes, boss. And I think yeah, I will agree on that one too. Because sometimes yeah, informing your VA or asking your VA what's going on, because her task is not that really good compared to her previous work. Maybe that would also serve like a signal to the VA, like, oh my god, I haven't been like doing well for my for my client. So I think yeah, that will serve as a signal. Hi, Troy. We
I
have
figure if you wonder why
guest.
I'm getting distracted is because my kids is here, right? I told you I'm a homeschool mom, right? And my kids is always around, right? That's why I need a lot of virtual assistant. And the VA just finished homeschool with him. That's why he's coming to me. He always need attention, right? And again, I always tell my VAs too, hey, I get distracted very easily and very quickly, right? So if that happened, just stay there and we're gonna get it done, right? So again, it's just all about honesty. Be direct with them. If you don't feel good, tell them. If you don't like certain things, tell them. If you don't think that they're effective, tell them, right? And also allow them to tell you, right? Hey, boss, I don't think this is right. I don't think that is good. And again, tell them, hey, can you observe, right? Is there anything that I can do better of? Because sometimes, Monique and Mary will tell me, hey, boss, I don't think this is the best way of doing it. Maybe we should do it this way, right? Maybe we should do it that way. Because again, if they are in a lot of time, what I tell them is, since you are the one that is doing it, you choose, what is, how you want to get it done. I just want to make sure that the output is what I want, and that's it. The rest is history. Make sense? All right. Mary, do you have anything else you wanted to add?
I'm good, boss.
She's not that talkative today, huh? Maybe it's because Monique is not here. So anyway, again, being honest is the best policy ever, right? Again, I really want to encourage, business owners, just be honest with them instead of prefer is this is what I want, this is what I need, right? I think this is okay. You just want to tell them, yeah, I know this is okay, or this is exactly how I want it done. I love this word, right? Said it together with me, right? I want this to be done exactly the way I want. It's my way or the highway, since I am the one that's paying you, right? Whatever I say is the right way. It's accurate. I always teach the VAs, accuracy. What's accuracy really means? Whatever your client say, right? Whatever your
You.
client say, even if it is wrong, even if you know that it is wrong, right? It is still my way, okay? Again, I'm honest with them, right? Mary, it's my way, right? Because ultimately I'm the one that bear the consequences. Ultimately, that is my business, right? So respect me, love me regardless, and then let me prove that I'm wrong, and then show me the right way, right? Sometimes that is how business owners work anyway, right? So again, just very, very, again, business owners, be honest, with your VAs, exactly how you want to deliver, because the more they know, then the more that they will be able to deliver, right? VAs, please be honest with your client, because shyness does not make you money, right? Be honest with your client, tell them exactly what you need, right? And then so in that way they can also understand and be able to deliver it to you. Okay. So again, our topic today is obviously, be honest with your client, be honest with your client. I'm sorry, how to be honest with your virtual assistant. And again, hopefully, in this YouTube video you will learn all the how on how to get it done, because again, I don't sugarcoat anything. I just tell them exactly, because again, if they don't work out, I'm sorry, VAs, I'm gonna say this, if they don't work out, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna fire them, let them go and find the next one. Next, which one is the next one, right? And
Thank you.
VAs,
Next.
and because if the boss doesn't really work out with you, right, then again, you have the choice to say next too. Okay. Again, this is a win-win environment, happy people, happy result, and that is what we grow in this community, to make sure that everybody is happy. Am I right? All the VAs that you're still here, if you are happy with your client, you are a happy VA, please type in down below, happy VAs. If you guys happen to be a client, please help me to put it down below too, happy clients. Okay. But anyway, we are ending this YouTube live. I thank you for you to attend this. Again, we're going to get better and better every single week to bring you more and more better content, right? If you have any questions, anything that you want us to present, please, put it down below. So in that way, we will be able to deliver that. We will be able to answer you all these questions. And again, if you're interested in our services or our classes or courses, you'll be able to find it pretty soon here, on our website. All right. I love you all very, very much. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys next Friday. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Happy weekend.
I thought about giving up, but I heard in one of Phyllis' training sessions that you do not give up even if you're struggling. And instead of I'm Jamaica Garcia. I'm a data analyst in our company. How is my 30-day journey?
Thank you so much, Miss Phyllis and her team, for having this kind of family. It's not a group for me because we're all family here. I joined a few VA group before, but I didn't felt this kind of connection that we're having here.
I'm very thankful for Boss Phyllis for guiding us, coaching us, and imparting knowledge. All of those. So yeah, good morning, everyone. So by the way, my name is Kaiser. I'm working under Boss Philip as a video editor. So first, I would like to thank Miss Mary, yeah, for clicking on my resume and making the interview very light. During the time I was very happy